Hello everyone! Welcome. We're here once again on my sofa in Tetuan, Madrid, Spain, the world, the universe, etc. I hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to do another all-English video with some complicated vocabulary. Complicated vocabulary that includes a lot of synonyms of the word walk. The word walk, first off, listen to the pronunciation of walk and listen to the fact that the L is silent. Walk. There is an Asian food or an Asian method of preparing food, possibly, called a wok with an O in the middle, and that's the idea you want when you pronounce walk. I'm saying it with the American accent. The British accent would be a more closed O. It would be something like walk, possibly. I'm not very good at imitating a British accent, but in any case, the difference is going to be between an open A and a closed O. The difference is not that anybody pronounces the L, because nobody pronounces the L in walk. It's silent. The same as talk. Así que walk. So, walk. In English, please. Walk. Walk is walk. You are not running. You are not crawling. You are not sprinting. Those would be different activities. You are walking. And we have 12 synonyms today. This is a little bit, deep, I guess we could say, because it's very similar to look, see, and watch, and all of the other synonyms that we saw the other day. But with walk, I think there are even more. So, let's start. The basic difference between a lot of these is if you're going slow or fast, if you have a specific destination, etc. So, we'll do English. I'll give you the translations in Spanish where there are translations in Spanish, and we'll see some examples. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, walk. Normal. I walked to the bus stop. Listen to the pronunciation. Walked. Past simple. I walked to the bus stop. This does not give us any information about how I am walking. I'm just walking. No extra nuances. Nuances is a good word you should learn. Matices. Nuances. There are no nuances in I walked to the bus stop. However, we have words like stroll and saunter. Stroll and saunter both imply that you are walking in a leisurely or very relaxed way. Leisurely means relaxed. So, they took a stroll in the park. They took a stroll in the park. They're walking slowly. They're relaxed. There's no real objective. They took a stroll in the park. And saunter. Well, the example. He sauntered into the meeting almost an hour late. He sauntered into the meeting almost an hour late. In this case, it is a little bit ironic because saunter means he's very relaxed about being late to the meeting. You're probably saying this if you're not happy about him being late. You're criticizing his attitude about punctuality. Punctuality is important for Anglo-Saxon people. So he sauntered into the meeting almost an hour late. Stroll and saunter are both things that you say when people are walking slowly. They're relaxed. Maybe they don't have a specific destination. Mosey is another one. Mosey sounds like very cowboy. Like it, maybe even too cowboy for me. It sounds like cowboys from the movies might say mosey. Mosey is also just kind of walk in a relaxed way. A lot of times you do have a destination though. So the example I have, if you want to mosey on over to my place, I'll make something to eat. If you want to mosey on over to my place, I'll make something to eat. You're coming to my house. Then we have wander. Wander is different than wonder. The difference is a and a. Wander is deambular, basically. Deambular, is that the translation I have? Maybe. Yes, deambular. You're walking with no definite destination. You're wandering around. A lot of times we use it with around to give the idea of different directions, different locations. So, I wandered around the city all day. I wandered around the city. I didn't have a specific destination, I just went places. So that's wander. After that we have march. March is walking with an objective and with determination and possibly in an organized fashion with a rhythm. It's what military people do. They march. So you could use it in a military sense. You could say that the soldiers marched into town. You could also use it in a sense of somebody who is just walking in a very determined way. That's the example I have here. She marched into the room and said, "We have to talk." If we say she marched into the room, the idea is she has a specific reason for going into the room. She's very focused, right? She marched into the room and said, "We have to talk." Then we have hike and trek. Hike and trek are both things we can use when we're walking in the country. Hike is usually in the country and it's usually sort of a long walk. The example, the translation, hacer senderismo possibly. The example, it's a 5-mile hike up the mountain. A 5-mile hike up the mountain. It's a walk in the country, possibly difficult. Trek is a word that in Spain people are familiar with because you say trekking. Usually in English, the difference between a hike and a trek is that a trek is very long and possibly very difficult. So the example I have here is something very long and very difficult. They began the long trek up Mount Everest. Very serious walk. They began the long trek up Mount Everest. After that, we have stagger and stumble. Stagger and stumble could both be something like tropezar or tambalearse. The idea is that you are not walking very well. Maybe you're drunk, maybe you are injured. Those are the two examples we have here. To me, stagger sounds like more difficult and more tambaleante than stumble, but that's a little bit arbitrary maybe. The example, the injured man staggered down the street. The injured man staggered down the street. In this case, a man has some sort of injury and he's walking in a very irregular way, right? Maybe he was shot or something like that. After that, he was drunk when he stumbled home long after midnight. A lot of times we use stumble with people who are drunk. He was drunk when he stumbled home long after midnight. After that, we have trudge and plod. Trudge and plod are both like walking slowly because you're very tired, you're exhausted. Trudge and plod. So after a long day working on the farm, we trudged home for dinner. You're walking in a slow way. After a long day working on the farm, we trudged home for dinner. The translation I have is caminar fatigosamente, which, when was the last time anybody used that in conversation? After that, we have plod. They plodded up the stairs with heavy feet. They plodded up the stairs with heavy feet. We're talking, once again, they're tired. They're walking slowly. And finally, nice long video here. Finally, we have skip. Skip is caminar dando saltos. You're walking, but you're also jumping at the same time. A lot of times we associate skipping with small children or people who are very happy or something like that, but generally small children. I could say, I was so happy I skipped home like a schoolgirl. I was so happy I skipped home like a schoolgirl. In this case, I'm comparing myself to a very young girl who's skipping like a schoolgirl, right? So that's that. Like I said, we have lots of different meanings for walk. Well, we have lots of different nuances to how we can walk, and this is not the full list. There are more, but I like the number 12, so that's why we have walk plus its 12 synonyms. Let's review, just because we can. We have walk, which is the normal walk. We have stroll and saunter, which are walking in a leisurely, relaxed way. We have mosey, which is also relaxed. We have wander, which is with no specific destination, maybe in different directions. We have march, which is with focus, with determination, possibly in an organized military fashion. We have hike or trek, which are generally in the country and possibly long, difficult things. We have stagger and stumble, which are walking in a drunk or injured way, possibly not walking very well, possibly falling. We have trudge and plod, which are walking when you are very tired, so you're walking slowly. And then we have skip, which is jumping and walking and jumping, small jumps. Anyway, this is fun. I enjoy these vocabulary videos about complex issues, and I kind of enjoy doing English videos too. But I'd like to know what you think. Do you like this video? Do you not like this video? Would you like more English, less English, the same amount of English as usual, etc., etc., etc.? Leave me some comments here on YouTube or on the blog. Down at the bottom of the page, you can leave me a comment. I'm happy to hear from you. So, my website, as always, madridingles.net, aprendemasingles.com, madridingles.net, I guess we could call it. And I hope you have a great day, learn lots of English, and enjoy life. Tomorrow more. Bye.